This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No. Nope.
This is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, everybody. Stephanie Jones, fresh off a plane from Kathmandu.
The elephant riding was fantastic.
And the philanthropy is outstanding.
Really, the
Outstanding,
foundation.
saving lives across the world.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I will.
Catman, it right. That's right.
Tori can't stand the attention.
Yes,
not
I
on
can.
her for 1 second.
Yeah, she
I feel
pulls
like I'm
it back.
here with like the Nutty Professor.
That's
a little
right.
bit, yeah.
Let's
The
beat
little-
it to tension.
A little woven ensemble we've got going on
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
We're going to talk
Gorgeous.
fashion a little later.
We sure are.
We sure are. That's right. So welcome to DBL. Frasier, one of Tori's favorites, is coming back to TV. The show picks up nearly 20 years after the original series went off the air. So in a preview, Frasier has moved back to Boston to surprise his now grown son, Freddie. Let's watch.
I miss you, and I won't take no for an answer. So I've taken a job, and I found a place to live.
My dad, I mean, he can be kind of.
He smelled really good.
Yeah, he always smells really good.
Don't sit there! Those are Christian Lacroix pillows.
So we can't sit on the couch.
Not in jeans.
Hey, baby, I hear the blues call in tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Oh.
So you're excited, huh, Tori?
Yeah.
The laugh track, it's like the 80s are back.
Yeah, and the tossed up salad, that's him singing, if you never knew that, the theme song. Here's the problem, though. You don't have any of the other cast. And
Or the dog.
Or he passed.
I know, but for
There
some
he
reason I
is.
wanted that
Eddie,
dog.
Eddie,
Yeah,
he's the best. There's no Roz. Now, John Mahoney died, may he rest. He was
Yes.
excellent as a foil for Frasier, right? Which Freddie is now taking. But the best one, by far, is the one at top left, David Hyde Pierce. That's Niles. He and his brother made that show. It's an ensemble show. The physicality between those two, it was a perfect mesh, and not having the rest of the supporting cast, I'm a little bit worried.
What happened to?
He's decided not to do it.
Really?
Yeah, and he's doing things. David's on Broadway. He's really successful, but those two have no longer stayed together.
If we use your same argument, couldn't you have said the exact same thing when they decided to cast Frasier originally?
Great point.
Because you would have said,
Great
he
point.
doesn't have Norm, and he doesn't have
Woody
Sam,
Harrelson.
and all those
From Cheers, you're right.
Really,
Do you think they'll make an appearance though?
Absolutely.
Because he's back in Boston.
It would make total sense, and I think the through line here is Frasier. And for some reason, and I don't know if you're a fan or not, Steph, but Frasier just resonates with certain people. Like my buddy Mark Petty played D1 linebacker. Big guy.
Loves Frasier.
And every time I go to his house, he'd be watching Frasier, like still in his pads, watching Frasier.
Because it was written so well. I mean, some of the best
people
writing
just
on
love
television.
it.
Were you a
It's like
fan?
this weird demo.
You know what? I hate Friends, but I love Frasier.
Yeah, I can see you liking Frasier.
Oh, yes, very much so. But you know what? I'm sad that obviously some of the cast aren't going to be in this show, but I actually think it gives it a chance. Because you look at Sex and the City, one of my all-time favourite shows, and this new And Just Like That, it's just not as good. It's just not there. It doesn't have that something.
Sure.
So I think this gives Frasier a second chance with a new cast that will bring something different. So it's not going to be the same old repetitiveness. Otherwise, we just watch the reboots.
Right.
So I think it's good. I think it's going to give it a new lease of life.
I think people want to see how Frasier would act in this modern world, because I think people like that character that doesn't like to be anywhere, and I don't want to sit on that.
Yeah, it's the
and I
same.
don't eat that.
Yeah, same
It's a
plot.
very kind of interesting character to follow.
Yeah, you guys are selling
Oh, he's
it.
so
Selling
funny.
it. And you know,
Right.
when they make that episode of going back to Cheers, and they bring back a lot
Ted
of those
Danson.
characters, Woody Harrelson,
Dude.
Norm,
Come on.
that would be great. That'd be
Mayday
great.
Malone.
Yeah, for sure. All right,
Malone.
Steph, here we go. Stars came out
Yes.
for the Vogue World Fashion Show to kick off London Fashion Week. Sienna Miller showed off her baby bump
Isn't
in
that
this
cute?
white two-piece Schiaparelli dress.
I love it.
Okay. Model Winnie Harlow wore this black gown and white cape from a Lebanese
love-
designer. I almost said something
I really
else.
like that.
Love Winnie Harlow.
I totally almost said something else. And Michael Cole,
Michaela.
Oh, Michaela Cole wore this black leather jacket and matching mini shorts.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Okay.
You know who I think would wear that on a red
doesn't
carpet
look
is
great.
our Sam Shocker.
Oh,
I
think
The
she
shoes,
would pull it
I don't
off
like the
for
shoes in
sure.
that.
All right. How about Jared Leto? He attended with his brother and bandmate Shannon Leto.
Okay, kind of tracks with them. That Asian-inspired kimono-esque.
Yeah, it looks like they're about to
over it.
fight.
I'm not bothered.
All right, and 60s star Twiggy, who is now
can't get enough of
73,
her.
looks stunning in this red velvet suit,
Look
white
at
shirt,
her.
and bow tie.
I can't with that. It's
Steph's
adorable.
got on a
Adore
blazer
her.
today. Steph, we've talked many times in the past. I like the way suits fit women's
For sure.
frames. I really like it.
Do you like when you have a timed out thing and you keep talking over it? I know the booth is back there yelling. I know they're yelling about something. All right, so during the fashion show, Annie Lennox performed her hit song Sweet Dreams and then switched to her other hit, There Must Be an Angel, to welcome the original supermodels Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista, and Christy Turlington, who closed out the show. The ladies then broke off and walked through the crowd as they got a standing ovation for walking and looking pretty.
Look at Naomi Campbell's walk.
Gosh, how dare you? So we've just had literally the music award shows, the MTV stuff, and I'm so sick of seeing what we're seeing, all the twerking. I'm so over it. There's no class, there's no decorum. It's just disgusting. This is timeless. This is fashion. Look at how beautiful they are. Look at the gorgeous, beautiful people in the background. The gospel choirs are singing. Annie Lennox.
I know.
The 4 original supermodels. Look at Naomi Campbell.
Naomi walking is insane.
She looks amazing.
Look at the walk. It's
Look
almost
at
like
Annie Lennox. Look at what she's wearing. She looks
know.
fantastic.
and her voice is incredible still.
I just don't understand how you dare mock something like this when we see Cardi B like showing everything she's ever been given in her life on stage to millions of people, and that's okay. Yet you're knocking this.
I think it's okay.
I feel like I'm on mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know. It's for obviously people like it, but I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Why is it
Velvet
ridiculous?
tuxedo? Get
She
real.
looks absolutely stunning. She is literally the face of a generation. Twiggy is one of the most iconic models of all time. Look at her.
Jeff.
She looks phenomenal.
Why are you holding a purse like that? Why do you have? What are you doing?
What do you want her
Steph,
to do?
you have to know at some point, like, somebody's not coming on the trip. Jeff ain't coming.
Jeff's not on board.
Unless you just
I like
load
it.
me up with all sorts of narcotics.
Do you like any? Do you like any fashion?
I'm not in it. I'm not. No.
You're not into it.
No,
Okay.
just.
Okay, so when you got dressed this morning, you thought I'm just going to chuck on whatever's on the floor.
Yeah,
He
it's
does.
Friday.
He does.
It's Friday. I'm wearing black. I wish I could wear a white shirt and a suit jacket every day.
That's all he wants.
He's like shouting that out.
I'm getting yelled at in every direction about the white shirt. It's a big deal over here. No, I have no
I think
fashion
you look
sense.
great. Yeah, you do. You literally look really smart. You look really well put together. You
I mean,
are
he's
someone
not
who
great
You
looking.
do take care in your appearance.
I mean, it's
look at your
okay.
hair. It's all gel black. I know you've had Botox in that
Okay,
forehead.
let's
so
take it
you
down
do
a notch.
care what you look like.
Okay, we're fine.
That's a good
Steph, I
point.
appreciate
care
that.
what
You
you
look
look
fantastic,
like.
Steph.
Okay, we're
you,
fine.
Al, I mean, sharper than ever.
Well, thank
and
you.
Tori's here.
Okay. All right.
Tori, well, good choice with the sweater vest today.
I thought it's preppy.
I think she looks very preppy.
you.
You look like you could be out of Clueless. I'll take that.
Thank
or the
you.
Nutty Professor.
and
It's
match paired with a
multifunctional.
mustard skirt.
Yeah, Colonel Mustard skirt that I always like. It's my lucky skirt, and I feel pretty put together.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good. Fridays are the worst. I'm so
They're the
hot.
best. All right, let's get this one in. Snoop Dogg said he's really afraid of horses. He explained his fear with Tiffany Haddish on his podcast. What a turn of events.
What
Let's
a
watch.
segue.
I'm scared of horses.
What? As big as you are?
I'm scared of horses to this day, Tiff. I don't know why. I just scared of them.
Are you
I'm
serious?
so serious. You ain't never seen me in a scene with a horse.
You are
I'd have
so
been in a
right.
scene with ostriches, iguanas, all kind of Ain't never been in a scene with a horse. Like, get that away from me.
I could just watch Snoop all. Did you ever see Snoop like just does voiceovers for animal like attack videos
Yes. It's
on the
amazing.
internet? They're the best. I don't know why he's so entertaining, but I love Snoop. But are you guys
Snoop is entertaining because he's always the same person.
Yeah.
He never
You're
changes.
right.
He doesn't care
You're
if he's
right.
on live TV. He just talks, and everybody
You're
is
right.
naturally drawn to that. But I will say this to Snoop, I'm totally on board. Horses, Steph, I know you ride, and it looks elegant, but on TV. But when you see a horse in real
They're
life,
huge.
they are gigantic.
Yeah.
It's like something that should be in an X-Men movie or something. I'm not with it. I'm
And I got
terrified.
stepped on a horse once, and that really, I used to like
that
ride,
sucks.
and I got stepped. And once you get stepped on, you kind of are terrified to even go back. They'll kick you.
Really?
I don't like the directions they give you, like, oh, just, kick them on the side. I'm like, I'm not doing anything to this animal. I'm on a ride right now.
I don't know who you guys are hanging out with at what horse stables that you're told to like give them a kick on the back or stand under their legs, but it sounds very concerning.
How long have you been riding?
Since I was probably like 6,
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh.
I've just started picked it back up again. But I understand a lot of people are petrified, and I think it's because when you're in the presence of an animal that's so big and has so much power, you are not the strongest, biggest, fastest thing in the room, and it's a bit humbling. But I think it's a beautiful thing, and respect, and like having to work towards something.
That's
As a human, we're used to being top of the food chain, right? We're used to people respecting us.
Yeah.
But you have to pay that animal some respect.
If you want to know where a horse is looking, it's their ears that tell you where they're interested. So watch the ears.
Can I turn my ear away from this?
Dude.
Jeff, let her sit in it.
I don't want to.
I'm going to leave it for a second.
It's the horse tips with Tori.
Tori's always thinking about ideas or a podcast. There you go, horse tips.
Horsing around with Tori Shulman.
Coming up on DBL, more horse tips. Our interview with Queer Eyes Bobby Berg. He's telling us about the connection between mental wellness and the way you decorate your home. And Steve Harvey is putting the rumors about his marriage to rest. Erica's going to break it all down in her segment, What Erica's Watching.
I'm very hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the illusion of control is like.
And he's got the big nostrils. Oh yeah. I was talking about the power that a horse has and the illusion of control, and people really worrying about, I guess, what the animal can do, and you have no control over it, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, just I was, you know, my girl's traveled quite a bit, and she's gone overseas, and like, you know. You travel a lot too, and when you get overseas, like regulations are different, and like sometimes your instructor is like, you know, if you want to put a life vest on, you can't, and you're like, I don't know what's what right now, so it's like, I don't know, I'm scared to do things overseas, even though I've had to contractually, but like it just seems like you're fearless. Like all of a sudden you're like, what are you scared of?
And then my grandmother was.
You ride motorcycles.
Wouldn't move, so we all.
Yeah, but I feel like that's all in your control. I feel like they're all things that are in your control. That's not out of your control. It's like, it's up to you to determine how safe you are, how much you practice, like how fast you go. I feel like that's all down on you.
See, I feel like a motorcycle is just a faster horse. Like I can't control either one, and I'm scared I'm gonna fall.
No, I probably would be scared. If someone said to jump out a plane, I think I'd be afraid of that, because I don't love heights.
Welcome back. Who's the woman wearing a married baller's chain? Steve Harvey shuts down rumors about his wife, and a queen performs for giants. In this week's What Erica's Watching. A woman who goes by Big Steph sparked rumors online that there's trouble in paradise for a black power couple. Hip-hop mogul Tiana Taylor and NBA champ Iman Shumpert. Well, Steph posted a video, and it appears as if she's wearing one of Iman's chains. But for the sake of black love, she's shutting down the rumors and claims that her relationship with him is strictly professional. Steph is actually a fashion influencer, working with Iman on his label. And for those of us rooting for Iman and Tiana, Tiana sings about working through trust issues and knows how to hold on to good things.
You ain't always been an angel, but heaven's on our side.
This is what happens when you allegedly let some other chick wear your chain. So Iman, keep all your rings on your fingers, champ. Steve Harvey is also addressing the rumor mill and setting the record straight about his wife, Marjorie. People accused her of being the side piece that led to a second divorce, and more recently spread rumors about her having an entanglement with a personal chef. Well, Steve had this to say about Marjorie.
The woman I married is a good woman. She the best thing ever happened to me. She's God-fearing, she's loyal, she's faithful, and she's a kind and loving person.
Now that's how you ride for your partner. And finally, Queen Latifah sang the national anthem at a recent Giants game, and some were actually shocked to discover that the Queen could sing.
And the home of
But fans were quick to back Latifah and brought out the receipts.
when you're good to mama.
Let's not forget she's been nominated for a BAFTA, a Grammy, an Emmy, and an Oscar. That's right. All hail to the Queen. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
When you check your email, you may see lots of different offers or what we sometimes call junk mail. But this email caught the eye of one of our viewers. It claims to be from Kroger and says the grocery chain is looking for secret shoppers. All you have to do is fill out the application, and if you are chosen to be a secret shopper, you can get a $400 payday. So is Kroger actually sending out emails paying people to become secret shoppers? Let's verify. Our sources, Tom Bartholomew, president of the Charlotte Better Business Bureau, and the Federal Trade Commission. When we brought this question to Bartholomew, right away he told us,
definitely a scam.
He tells us the point behind the scam?
What happens after you apply is that they'll send you a check, and it's for you to go out and make these purchases at Kroger. Then they ask you to, well, okay, whatever's left, keep your $400. But then we need you to send the rest of it back to us.
Bartholomew says your bank will eventually process the check and determine it's fraudulent, and you will be out the money you sent back to the scammers. Plus, you'll be on the hook for whatever you spent at the store. The Federal Trade Commission is sending a warning to the public about this scam, and it's not just Kroger. Scammers will impersonate other big box stores, sending emails, texts, or letters offering secret shopping opportunities.
These look real. I mean, they've got the right logos, they've got the right information.
We reached out to Kroger for a statement, but they didn't get back to us in time. So we can verify, no, Kroger is not sending emails asking people to become secret shoppers. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back to DBL. You might be judged for your crazy choice in wallpaper, but it's okay to love what you love. Earlier, we spoke to interior designer Bobby Burke, who shared the ultimate guide to happy, healthy living for a space that's good for your mind. Take a look. Please welcome back to the show author and Queer Eye designer Bobby Burke.
Hey, good to see everybody.
Bobby, I know I can tell you're like in a hotel room. Do you so desperately want to wallpaper the walls and transform it?
Yes. This it's not a very inspiring room, to say the least. I'm on my book tour right now.
Let's get to your book that I had to snatch away from Erica right now because she was thumbing through it. Your book, Right at Home: How Good Design is Good for the Mind, teaches more than just design. Bobby, how has your mental health inspired your decor? Here you go, Erica.
You know what? Ever since I was a little kid, I was like 5 or 6 years old. My mom had my bedroom decorated in all red curtains, red bedspread, red pillows. And I just, something about it, I understood it did not make me feel good. It did not make me relax. This was not a space I wanted to sleep in. So I saved up all my little birthday checks from my aunts and uncles, and I got my mom to take me to a local store to buy a new bedspread and new curtains and pillows and this dinosaur poster that I coordinated all the colors with, because I understood, I didn't know why, blue just made me feel better.
Right.
And so understanding that your home and your space and the things that you surround yourself with really does affect your mental health is something that's been a part of my psyche since I was a little kid.
I remember too, I have the same thing. I once stayed at a hotel room and it was all brown and I was like, I gotta switch rooms. I am very uncomfortable. It can be really hard to trust your gut when renovating. I'm in analysis paralysis right now with my patio back in my backyard and I'm just don't know what to do. So what are some ways to bring happiness into a space, and how do you trust that gut? When do you know?
Brown.
You know what? In the book, I talk about everybody can be a designer, and you really can, because at the end of the day, your space is about putting things in it that make you happy. And it's all about figuring out the things that make you happy. And I always tell everybody, I'm like, don't think about what your design aesthetic is. Think about what makes me happy. What's my favorite show? What's my dream vacation?
Okay.
Where's my favorite city? What's my favorite food? Think about those things and you'll get really great ideas to infuse into your decor. And it's going to be the space that really recharges you.
Because I think I'm trying to compare to everyone else instead of doing that. So I appreciate that.
No, don't compare to anybody.
Okay.
Don't compare to anybody.
Okay.
Don't take this the wrong way, but after doing that walkthrough, I'm like, after we go to Bobby's house, he can't come to mine. Like this house is so yes, or mine first, and then we level up. I want to ask you this now. You know, everybody's got their own personal style, so how can we take our personal style out of our closet and put it into our homes? Like I'm a big hip hop fan. There's hip hop all over my house. So I wonder, like, is that like what you're talking about or something different?
Yeah. So, I mean, a great place to start is looking in your closet, because obviously you've, for the most part, probably picked every piece in your closet, so you know you like it. So your closet's actually a really great place to be inspired. If you go into your closet and you see that so many of your clothes are blue, or so many of your clothes have like desert tones in them, terracottas, or you see a lot of hip hop stuff in your clothes, you're like, oh, this should probably be where I should start decorating my home, because clearly this makes me happy in fashion. It's gonna make me happy in my home.
My anxiety level happens when things don't feel right in my home. Like there's a serenity that I have, and one of the biggest areas is always the bedroom, because my sleep is so important to me.
Same.
So what are a few bedroom design mantras that you swear by?
So sleep is so important, and obviously, and a lot of people that have issues with sleep don't realize that a lot of it could be how they're surrounding themselves in their space. You know, when, for example, keeping your nightstand clean of clutter. When you're going to bed and the first and the last thing you're seeing is a bunch of clutter sitting right next to your head, that is not a nice zen place to start. Also, lighting. It's really important to dim your lighting in the evening. If you're laying in your room with bright lights reading for an hour before you go to bed, you're not preconditioning your mind to be like, oh, it's time for sleep. You've still got those bright lights, especially if they're a blue light, because a blue light actually energizes. Another thing is, if you have a problem sleeping, make sure that your bedroom is just for sleep. I mean, other things as well, but mainly sleep. You know, don't watch TV in it. Don't read books in it. Precondition your mind to know that when you are in that space, it is time for sleep, and really just making sure that you're making sleep a priority. You know, sometimes we think that we don't get to sleep if we don't earn it, if we haven't worked hard enough, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't work hard as you want to if you're not getting the right amount of sleep. You can't be there for your family, and most importantly, you can't be there for yourself.
DBL Nation, Bobby's book, Right at Home, How Good Design is Good for the Mind, is available now. Bobby, thank you again. Congratulations.
Awesome. Yeah, very smart.
We'll be right back. Thanks, Bobby.
Thank you, everybody.
Ballot security is a major issue among voters. Elections officials have recently taken steps to strengthen that security, but some of those steps have created confusion. Verify viewer Mark texted us to ask whether rumors that 0 voting machines will be certified by Election Day in 2024 are true. So, Mark, let's verify. Our sources are the U.S. Election Assistance Commission, the Help America Vote Act, and the National Association of State Election Directors. Voting machines can be certified by a federal agency called the Election Assistance Commission. However, certification isn't required by federal law. States control the vast majority of election laws, even for presidential races. Many states require their voting machines to be certified by the EAC, but some don't. To be certified by the EAC, machines have to meet a set of standards called the Voluntary Voting System Guidelines and be approved by special testing labs. In recent years, the EAC has developed updated guidelines, primarily related to cybersecurity. That update appears to be the cause of the confusion. Starting November 15th of this year, all new voting machines have to meet the updated guidelines in order to get certified. But that doesn't mean machines approved under earlier guidelines are no longer certified. Any previously approved machines remain certified unless they are explicitly decertified. So we can verify, no, it's not true that 0 voting machines in the US will be certified before the next presidential election. Every state, even those that don't require EAC certification, has a procedure of its own for certifying or approving voting machines. Some even require additional testing beyond what the EAC does. And all states, regardless of their laws, are required to follow a few baseline federal regulations established in 2002, which mostly deal with basic machine functionality. With your Verify, I'm Casey Decker.
All right, you ready?
Do it.
I think our show's a little different. We could say what we want and go deeper than other shows can.
Our chemistry is just so on.
Sometimes I'm a little mad at my co-host, Jeff.
And my co-hosts have to trust that I'm gonna bring it and be 100% all the time.
There's 0 filter with us. Whether you love us or hate us, or you can't stop watching us.
DBL is on.
Uh-oh. A new study shows there's a direct relation between how much you make and how happy you are. Let's connect the dots. A salary in the ballpark of $105,000 a year is enough to make the average person happy. That number is well above the median income for folks here in the U.S., which is about $70,000. It's important to note the number depends on where you live. But studies show it's not necessarily how much you make that determines how happy you are, but rather how you spend it. Researchers say people are usually a lot happier when they spend money on things like experiences and social connections instead of material goods. Of course, money isn't the only key to happiness. In fact, no matter how much money you make, scientists agree, what you use your money on is not as important as who you spend it with. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. We all know that body aches get worse as we age, but did you know there is a type of dance that could help ease the pain? It's time for some joint muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. Get this, ballet classes can actually help your aging body. This style of dance helps with balance and other mobility issues. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users like Al. Call 800-725-2612 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information.
I took ballet.
I was gonna say, who can be lifting their leg up that high at our age? Any of us?
Probably Tori. She used to do backflips.
I did, and you saw the text from my sister. I actually did do backflips. And by the
Let's
way,
just ask Steph, do you think that Tori was like a gymnast when she was a kid?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, stop it.
I
Oh, my
was.
God.
And by the
Did you get the picture of Tori? She goes, I have a picture to prove it. It's her in the mountainous region of D.C., and it's all hair of someone doing a flip.
It's like
and she's like, that's me.
With their back turned. It is
It's
not Tori.
hanging on my wall because it's me.
What mountain was
on
behind
a
you in D.C.?
You
vacation
can hang pictures
in
of people that aren't
Sedona.
you on your wall.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
So tired.